Okay, how now? All right, so I'm going to start over again. Good morning, and welcome to UU Miami. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or joining us online, I'm glad you're here. Take a breath, settle in, and let yourself arrive. Some mornings ask us to think. Some invite us to listen. This one invites us to feel, to soften a bit, enter the space where we can be present with ourselves and each other in a different way. I'm Luigi Ferrer, and I'm joined today by our pianist Joseph Taleda, CJ Weber, our soloist, our RE minister, Jessica Lamb, our media minister, Derek Mustelier, and the Reverend Dr. Harold Marrero, who will be worship associate today. Okay. This morning, we gather in the spirit of Heart Circle, a space for listening, presence, and care. We will breathe, reflect, create something meaningful together. We will also hold moments of stillness and honor Earth Day, grounding ourselves in gratitude for one another and the world around us. So wherever you are, you are part of this story. If you are joining us from home, you may wish to find a light or a candle or a chalice to light with us. As we kindle this light, may we remember that the future is something we shape slowly and faithfully together. Let us begin.
I call to the people, to the ancestors of the East, power of air. I call to you, golden eagle of the dawn, whirlwind, star seeker, rising sun, come. By the air that is our breath, send forth your light. Be here now.
I call to the people, to the ancestors of the South, power of fire. I call to the red lion of the noon sun, summer warmth, Flaming one, spark of life, come. By the fire that is our spirit, send forth your flame. Be here now.
I call to the people, to the ancestors of the West, power of water. I call alligator of the watery swamps, rainmaker, gray-robed twilight, evening star, come. By the waters of our living bodies, send forth your flow. Be here now.
I call to the people, to the ancestors of the north, power of earth. I call to the dark side of the moon, black bull of midnight, north star, center of the whirling sky, stone, mountain, fertile field, come. By the earth that is our flesh, send forth your strength. Be here now.
The circle is cast. We are between the worlds. Let us light our chalice.
Please stand as you're able and join me in our unison affirmation, first in English and then in Spanish, the words we projected on the screen. Love is the spirit of this faith, and service is its prayer. In love we agree to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to help one another. Y ahora en español. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra fe, y el servicio es su oración. En amor acordamos vivir unidos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en libertad y ayudarnos el uno al otro. And please remain standing and join us in singing Break Not the Circle. And from the great hymnal, number 2323, sing with us in body and spirit. The words will also be projected on the screen.
And led by yours truly, although I've only had a couple of rehearsals of this one, so. And led by me, but I've had only a couple of rehearsals on this one, so please bear with me. Break not the circle of enabling love, where people grow forgiven and forgiving. Break not that circle, make it wider still, till it includes, embraces all the living. Come wonder at this love that comes to life, where words of freedom are with humor spoken, and people keep no score of wrong and guilt, but will that human bonds remain unbroken. Join then the movement of the love that frees, till people of whatever race or nation will truly be themselves, stand on their feet, feel eye to eye with laughter and elation.
Well, good morning, friends. And welcome to UU Miami. Can you guys hear me? It's good? UU Miami is part of the Unitarian Universalist Association, grounded in pluralism, humanism, and a care for one another and for the earth. We do not gather around a single creed, but around shared values, justice, compassion, curiosity, and belonging. We affirm the sacred worth of every person, honor science, and commit ourselves to love made visible through action. We also honor the native South Florida peoples, past, present, and future, and acknowledge that we now live and worship on ancestral homelands. We offer our respect and gratitude to the Tequesta, Seminole, Taino, and Miccosukee peoples. As a congregation, we commit ourselves to dismantling their harmful legacies of colonialism and other oppressions. Everyone is welcome here. Every background, belief, identity, and question. In this space, you hear many spiritual languages: nature, science, world tradition, personal stories. All are a part of this shared circle. If you're new, we invite you to connect, explore, and belong. Look for information in your order of service or speak to someone wearing a yellow or orange lanyard. Whoever you are, whatever you seek, you have a place here. Welcome home. Before we continue, we turn to the life of our community. Announcements are more than reminders. They show how we care, grow, and serve together. In that spirit, let us share the announcements for today. Lunch after the service. You have an open invitation to join us for some food and delightful time of connection after the service. Vegetarian and vegan options are available. We're also a nut-free campus. If you are inspired to contribute your culinary delights on any given Sunday, please reach out to us at sexton@uumiami.org. And let's collaborate to make our gatherings even more special. And I'm excited to announce that we're going to continue our midweek activations with Judith. Where's Judith? Oh, there she is. These are moments for us to come together for an hour of stillness so that we can be still and really get away from the noisiness of the world in community with one another. So we invite you to come for evening meditation on this coming April 29 from 7 to 8 p.m. in the Emerson Room. This is a simple, welcoming space to pause, breathe, and gently come back into alignment with yourself. And we will be doing this for the next 3 Wednesdays, and maybe more to come after that. Judith is doing a great job, and there was a lot of people last time, so we are very excited about this midweek activation. Today, in honor of Earth Day, and our 7th principle, we are hosting a community clothing swap for members and friends today after the service. The fashion industry is one of the largest polluters, but we can make a difference right here in our own closet. Instead of buying new, let's share the abundance of our community. Let's celebrate Earth Day by reducing waste, saving money, and looking fabulous together. And thank you, Jenna, for putting all this together and getting us here. This is a really cool thing, and this is actually the first time that I'm seeing this done in any setting. And I really would like for this to grow and for us to become an example for other congregations to do something similar. So thank you for all the work that you put into this, and everyone else that is doing all the work behind the scenes to get all the clothing out, to categorize it, and to make all of us look fabulous. So thank you. And Conscious Aging, which is doing a year to live. So come join us to explore the mental, emotional, physical, social, vocational, and spiritual aspects of aging. With lively discussions and reflections, everyone who joins us learns from one another. Our Conscious Aging group is engaging in a year-long journey of reading and working on the book, A Year to Live, How to Live This Year as If It Were Your Last, by Stephen Levine. This is a transformative guide exploring how to live consciously by treating every day as if it were the last. Levine offers practical strategies, meditations, and exercises to embrace death, fostering a deeper appreciation for life and resolving lingering regrets. Conscious Aging will meet May 6th here in the Emerson Room, starting at 11 a.m. So come join us. And you can follow us on social media by looking for our social handles at UUC Miami in all social media channels. And please connect with us. We are a lively congregation and we have a lot of things going on. And through the members who are doing amazing things, we have even more offerings to give you all. So please follow us online and be attuned to what we're doing and so we can make more community together. So now we enter into this moment of connection. And here at UU Miami, this is a time to honor the worth and dignity of everyone here. This is our way of saying peace and long life. I invite you to greet those around you in whatever way feels right. You might offer a simple smile, a nod, or my favorite, which is the Vulcan hello. And you can just simply say peace to you. If you prefer to remain seated, that is fine. You're welcome to do that as well. But let's take a moment to connect with one another in the spirit of community. Like this. Peace among life. Y alegría, siempre alegría. Friends, the connections we make here carry into the world. Peace and long life. Salah. You may be seated.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jessica, your RE director, and it is that time now for the Time for All Ages. And today I've got a really fun story and how things are set up a little differently here. I love this over here. It says the Cosmic Tribe. Come on over here, kids. Those of you who are here and who are young at heart are welcome to join me. And we're going to kind of do this like a little campfire and kind of come and say, yeah, come on over this way. We're going to sit right on the floor on our Mother Earth right here. So come on over. So, all right, awesome. Hey, how are you doing? It's good to see you here today. Beautiful. And we have Leo who's going to make his way up here now with Carla. Yes. So, Earth Day. What is Earth Day? Abby, you have any idea what Earth Day is?
I think like one time when I was in aftercare, they was talking about like they're thankful for the Earth Day because birds drop seeds and it makes plants grow.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. She said that it's a day when the birds drop the seeds onto the earth to make plants grow. I love that definition. You know, I asked my second graders the same question, and they said to me, oh, it's the Earth's birthday. And I'm like, well, the Earth is so old, we don't know when its birthday is, but it's actually a day. Do we know, Lillian?
Well, it's a day to celebrate the Earth, and I don't know.
Yeah, we celebrate the Earth, yes, and how evident how tiny our little blue bubble in the sky is when we saw those pictures from Artemis. I mean, those are one of the most recent pictures of the Earth from so far away, and we're just this tiny little thing. So today we're going to talk about the perfect town. Once there was a perfect town, nestled in a quiet valley where all the houses were the same color. The lawns were shaved flat, and the trees were trimmed into neat, boring boxes. The grown-ups believed that perfect meant tidy. This table here has some symmetry, but not very tidy because books are just kind of thrown on there. But that's all right. The grown-ups thought that the wilderness was just a fancy word for a mess. But in the town lived a girl named Wren who felt a restless spark in her chest whenever the wind blew from the west. One morning when the sun was painting the sky in soft pinks, Wren didn't follow the straight paved path to school. Instead, she followed the sound of the stream, walking toward the wild forest edge where the last wild witch was said to brew her magic. Deep in the woods, she found not a scary witch, but an old woman with hair like vines and eyes that look like emeralds, kind of like me. I think I'm describing myself here. All right, maybe I'm the wild witch. All right, so she was singing to a pile of old leaves, kitchen scraps, and banana peels. Hello, little root, the woman said, smiling. I am composting. Well, Wren wrinkled her nose. Composting? You mean you're playing with trash? The witch chuckled, a sound like dry leaves rustling. Ah, but you see, child, there is no such thing as trash. What a concept. There is only fertility in the wrong place. I am taking what the town calls garbage and turning it into black gold, soil rich and alive, that will grow new tomatoes and bright, messy flowers. Wren watched as the witch worked, putting her hands into the dark, damp earth. We are cells in the body of the Earth Mother. The woman said gently, and today is a day to remember that she is not something separate from us. She is us. Take a second to let that breathe in. She is us. From dust to dust, right? Every breath you take is air she gives you. Every step you take is on her skin. I think Sting wrote a song about that. But the town likes things neat, Wren whispered. The earth loves the spiral. The witch said, drawing a circle in the air, birth, growth, death, decay, and rebirth. If you don't allow for the rot, you never get the flower. If you trim all the wildness away, you lose your own magic. Together, they spent the day planting small saplings, a tiny oak, a berry bush, right at the edge where the pavement met the woods. They sang a song to the water, thanking it for traveling around the world to reach them. Water. Water's as old as Earth. When Wren returned home, she didn't throw her apple core in the trash. She took it to the back of the garden and buried it under a bush, knowing that in the secret dark world of the dirt, a wonderful dance was happening. The dance of turning waste into life. Wren learned that day that Earth Day isn't just about picking up trash. It's about falling in love with the world and protecting the wild magic that lives inside everything. A message from the witch for the children. Remember, little ones, the earth is not something you believe in like a storybook character. You know her, connect with her, and feel her in the rocks, the trees, and the deep, rich soil. You can take care of her with your heart, but also with your hands. And with that, we'll sing our children out. And instead of building us a little archway, let's just use our fingertips and send us some earth energy right here to the center of our circle. Thank you. Let's sing our children out.
May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. As you go your way in peace.
We will now share the joys and concerns in our hearts. As a community, we support you in both your grief and happiness. And I'm going to take the mic to you all. Just raise your hand if you want to speak, and I will come to you, and I will hold the mic up to you so we can hear. And I will start on this motion this way. Bonnie.
Good morning, I'm Bonnie Petticourt. My great jubilation, I'm Bonnie Petticourt. My jubilation this week has been that my daughter, Kira, has passed the Colorado bar. She works for the Public Defender's Office. She helps get people out of jail that don't belong there. Her specialty is immigration, so she's helping get families back together. I'm very proud of her. And every now and then she rags on me. You named me after a Star Trek character. I said, not just any. She's a strong, independent woman with a solid spiritual core. Not just any character. Watch the show sometime. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. I was about to ask if it's named after Kira Nerys from Deep Space Nine, and that's awesome that it is. I know, but that's great. I love that. All right, next. And anyone else from here? All right, moving on this way. Bob.
Good morning, UU Miami, Tribal Gathering of Exploration. Good morning. Let us not let fear stop us from our goals to be the best possible participants, contributors to our UU Tribe Society and the world at large, which is my goal. We can overcome the current man-made angry chaos with love, respect, and honoring the worth and dignity of those we interact with, and the courage to stop evil people from hurting others and from committing crimes by doing what we can to stop them. Act, vote, write, email, do whatever works. It is my fear that a worldwide consortium of fascists work to weaken and destroy our current civilization with wars and chaos to take over and create a worldwide fascist dictator government worldwide. Freedom and democracy require endless protection and maintenance, or it will all be swept away and become a fond memory. Act wisely, vote wisely, so our beautiful USA democracy prevails for our children and grandchildren to enjoy. Thank you.
Wow, amen. Thank you. Chris, you said something?
All right. Good morning, everyone. C.J. Weber here. Glad it isn't actually me having to follow up after Bob today. I'm here on behalf of my mom because she's moving away from traditional burial for herself and my stepfather, moving toward cremation. As such, she has a literal hole in the ground to put up for sale. Burial property is at Woodlawn South, one of Miami's best maintained cemeteries. It is a double depth plot, number 61, section 33C. We're asking $14,000, which is 30% less than cemetery price, but she's willing to negotiate downward, just to liquidate that particular asset because, interestingly, the more we can get for this burial plot, the more money I will have toward getting myself into a car, finally. So I should probably mention the price does not include the open or the close. It's literally just for the hole in the ground. But if anyone knows anyone else outside our UU community who possibly could use it, hit me up. Thank you.
Thank you. What a system we have that even in death you need a mortgage. Anyone else? No? Christine?
This little lady had an Earth Day birthday this week, and she turned 11.
Happy birthday. I love the spirit fingers, Christine. Anyone else? When we share in those joys and sorrows expressed and those not expressed, but very much with us. Our first reading today comes from Declaration of the Four Sacred Things by Starhawk. Starhawk is a pioneering author, activist, and permacultural designer. Known as a foundational voice in modern earth-based spirituality and ecofeminism. As a co-founder of the Reclaiming tradition, she bridges the gap between ritual magic and social activism, focusing on personal healing and ecological sustainability. This reading is from her novel, The Fifth Sacred Thing. Declaration of the Four Sacred Things by Starhawk. The earth is a loving, conscious being, in company with cultures of many different times and places. We name these things as sacred: air, fire, water, and earth. Whether we see them as the breath, energy, blood, and body of the mother, or as the blessed gifts of a creator, or as symbols of the interconnected systems that sustain life, we know that nothing can live without them. To call these things sacred is to say they have value beyond their usefulness for human ends. That they themselves become the standards by which our acts, our economics, our laws, and our purpose must be judged. No one has the right to appropriate them or profit from them at the expense of others. Any government that fails to protect them forfeits its legitimacy. All people, all living things, are part of the earth life, and so are sacred. No one of us stands higher or lower than any other. Only justice can assure balance. Only ecological balance can sustain freedom. Only in freedom can the fifth sacred thing we call spirit flourish in its full diversity. To honor the sacred is to create conditions in which nourishment, sustenance, habitat, knowledge, freedom, and beauty can thrive. To honor the sacred is to make love possible. To this we dedicate our curiosity, our will, our courage, our resilience, our silence, and our voice. To this we dedicate our lives. Happy Earth Day.
And so for our second reading today, I call to magic and divination. We will pull a card from the Cosmic Tarot deck. I have a very personal connection to this tarot deck. Not only is it pulling a card part of most radical faerie heart circles, the words you will hear were written by Eric Ganther, one of my former roommates. Yeah, I have the deck here, and I'm going to spread it out. And I wonder if somebody is called to come draw a card for us. Okay, it's the 10 of discs, right? So let's look her up. Let's see what the universe is telling us this morning. The 10 of discs. You guys are going to love this card. Abundance. Abundance flowers our path wherever we walk. It is less a matter of how much we have and how much a matter of what we are going to do with it. When we transcend, pass it around. I want everybody to look at it. Yeah. All right. Can you guys hear me now? No?
I'm gonna.
Better. In the card, a pair of luminous hands offer us the world, formed of a globe-headed Gaia. She poses sublimely while her face tilts on the axis seen in the light of the sun. Gaia's body is abundant, fleshy, and beautiful. Rich soils, fertile symbols adorn her as she slowly dances on the woodlands, savannas of human origin. All around this goddess, 10 discs rain down in a vision of astronomical wealth. One on each of the 10 pointed mandalas, beams in meditation on the nature of wealth and the wealth of nature. Depending on your preferred imagery, either we have given the planet and have conquered it, or we have evolved into a primary consciousness, life form on its skirts. Either way, the question remains, now that we know our wealth, how will we learn to use it wisely? The divinatory meaning of the card. Should the 10 of discs appraise your reading, be thankful for the riches that have come your way. What gifts have you received? Wealth is an energy that needs to be grounded or it becomes unruly, dominating. Where is your wealth going? And are you saving some of your current abundance for the future? When you contemplate your net worth, do you forget to incorporate your share of the healthy environment? Wealth comes from Gaia. She must be tended wisely if we expect her to sustain us in the future. So let's settle into our seats. Plant your feet on the ground, get comfortable. Close your eyes if you wish, and take a slow, deep breath in. And now let the message of the card sink in as we meditate in silence. Be thankful for the riches that have come your way. So, heart circle. If you read the description of the service, you may have noticed that it mentions an unfamiliar group, the radical fairies. So who are the radical fairies? Harry Hay, one of its founders, would describe the radical fairies as a spiritual movement, a gay tribe destined to create a distinct queer cultural consciousness, distinct from heterosexual society and mainstream gay culture. He envisioned them as a queer counterculture, a gay liberation movement that would resist assimilation into that prevailing, where just like everyone else, commercialized gay culture. A group that would use subjectivity, spirituality, camp to heal gay people, celebrate queer gifts, and protect the earth. When I met the fairies in 1998, they were mostly gay pagan men with long hair and beards and lacy white dresses or bold prints tromping through the forest or skipping through the barnyard holding hands. And I say mostly gay pagan men because there were straight, bi, and pan, and lesbian fairies, Christian, atheist, and Buddhist fairies, women and transgender fairies. And it was also one of the most intergenerational queer spaces I had ever been in. There were babies in their mom's arms and people in their 80s of all sexual orientations, coming together for 10 days of camping, communal rituals to celebrate Beltane, the pagan rites of spring. These were people that were interested in living close to the land and were aware of their carbon footprints and the impact their decisions, their choices made on the earth. There were 450 people gathered there. No one was in charge. Yet, we were all in charge, right? Yet people were told where they could park, where they could camp, right? No one was in charge, yet 450 people were fed for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There was a message board outside the kitchen with a schedule of events and directions posted in critical locations like the recycling bins, the four-seater outhouse, and the bathhouse. There was a dinner circle where we would find out the menu for the evening and the games we would have to play in order to get our meal. And it was also a place for announcements and, what was going to be happening. That's how you found out what was happening. In the mornings, there would be Heart Circle. 50 to 100 people sitting in a circle in the pavilion or on the barnyard, introducing themselves and sharing where they were from and their hopes for the gathering. It was a great place to get to know that special someone you had an eye on. But more than that, it was a place to listen, to hold space, and at least for me, it was a place very much like this congregation. A place where you often hear yourself in somebody else's voice, in their pain, in their joys, in their aspirations. Circles were also used to make decisions, to organize work, and mediate conflict. 9 years later, when I lived in Boston with a fairy I had met at a gathering in Tennessee, we would host a monthly Heart Circle and potluck. It was very much a support group. but it was also an exploration of neo-pagan spirituality, activism, vegan delights, and a little of faggotry. We usually began with food, and once we were finished, we'd cast a circle to create sacred space, very much like we did this morning. We'd cast a circle to create sacred space to share what was in our hearts, our hopes and dreams, our struggles, our ailments. And it was also a place where magic happened. This was something I noticed since my very first gathering. You may have noticed how I did that fairy magic of levitation, and all of a sudden a table appeared here in front of us this morning, right? Magic often happens in Heart Circle. Concerns are addressed, needs are met, and fairies manifest abundance. In Circle, we often spoke of the myth of scarcity, how in community there is enough. There is always enough. I think this is one of the reasons why many of us are here, because we can achieve so much more together than on our own. I've often found myself amazed during Sunday during Sunday service here. You see how they get confused for me? I've often found myself amazed during Sunday service here at the feeling of community I find. And just like I do when I'm with my radical fairy family, it just feels very familiar. I think that's because we share many of the same values: pluralism, interdependence, generosity, equity, justice, and transformation. Just like us, fairies strive to make a better world and share in the joy and responsibility of making it so. This is one of the things that I value most about our Unitarian Universalist faith, that it is a journey of co-creation. We all bear responsibility for financially supporting this space and this community, and we did so well this year with our pledge drive, $70,000. Come on. We did very well. We take responsibility for our own spiritual growth. The pulpit is not reserved exclusively for clergy. We all have the opportunity to prepare and deliver a Sunday service. And we all have the responsibility of making this place the beloved community we seek. For us to work together effectively and realize our full potential as a liberal religious community, we must act in this community as if it already was that community, the community we seek. We need to always assume good intentions and let go of ego and personal grievance. Staff and members should understand that board members and committee chairs are volunteers and have limited time. Board members, committee chairs, and members must value and respect the competency and the experience of our staff. They are all part-time employees who also have limited times and can't always get back to us immediately when we submit all of our multiple requests. We do most of our work through committees. It is an ongoing conversation of co-creation and compromise. We might not always agree with the decision a committee makes, but once we reach consensus, we must all support that group decision. Working together in our ongoing collaborative process can be difficult, but also truly rewarding. I don't much care for majority rule. I much more prefer to reach a consensus where everyone is heard and then we act with purpose together. Throwing out ideas without being willing to put your shoulder to the wheel is not collaboration. Bringing up a problem without contributing to its solution just isn't helpful. Our faith is about how we treat each other and the planet we share. We need to be kind to each other and remain engaged, especially when it is difficult. This is how we honor the inherent worth and dignity of our fellow congregants. It pains me to hear members speak ill of each other or our dedicated staff. We are better than that, right? So I ask you to recommit yourselves to our purpose, to give generously of your time, talents, and treasure. We need a couple of additional board members. We're only 4. Jessica Lamb, our Director of Religious Exploration, needs an active RE committee. We need someone to help coordinate potlucks and bocaditos after Sunday service. And we need diverse voices presenting Sunday service when Reverend Marrero is not in the pulpit. Preparing a service for our congregation is a great experience. And one of the ways we can fulfill our responsibility for our own personal search for truth and meaning. There are many, many ways to contribute to congregational life. I love this place more than I can say. And I would be happy to speak with any of you about how you might contribute to our success. As I said it before, we are growing. We have a new minister, a dedicated staff, a small board, and all of us are still learning how to work together effectively. We're currently developing a budget for the next fiscal year, and we'll have our annual congregational meeting at the end of May. We need all of you to be there, and we need all of you, your continued support to succeed. So, as they would say in Star Trek, let's make it so.
As we gather in the spirit of Heart Circle, and thank you, Luigi, for that message and showing us the radical faerie tradition, the Cosmic Tribe of the Tarot cards. This is definitely my first time doing this, and particularly doing this in a faith space. Anywhere else that I have been in before, if this would have happened, it would have been a huge deal. And I love how here it is so, not just educational, but it's part of what we're doing as a collective body. And that is why I truly feel this place is so special and worth just every single thing that we can do for it to make sure that it not only survives, but that it thrives into the future. So with that sense, this is the time that we come to focus our attention and our generosity. It is part of how our community takes shape. From April through June, we share the plate with Pride Lines, an organization that supports LGBTQ plus youth and fosters connection, healing, and belonging across South Florida. Your gifts today support both UU Miami and the work of Pride Lines. If you are online, you may choose to donate by giving to the QR code on your screen, scanning it. And if you're in the sanctuary, you're invited to place your offering in the basket or also scanning the QR code that will be on the screen. Thank you for being a part of this circle of care and for helping bring what we value into the world. Friends, please rise as you're able as we sing our closing hymn, number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth, the words we projected on the screen.
For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight. Source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
Please remain standing. The circle is open but not unbroken. May the peace you've found here go with us in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part and Mary Tyler Moore. Blessed be. Blessed be. As we extinguish our chalice, we remember that while the flame is no longer visible, the light it represents stays with us. May the intentions we have named, the connections we have felt, and the care we have shared continue to guide us as we move beyond this space into the world and help shape her together.
Go in peace, friends.